Welcome to a new episode of the Tampa Teen Talk Show. I'm Treniti.
And I'm Aniyah.
Let's introduce the panel. In seat 1,
I'm Zion.
in seat 2,
I'm Khamani.
and in seat 3,
I'm Nyela.
and today's topic is
The pros and cons of social media. Now, before we get into it, I would just like to ask, what's your favorite kind of social media?
So for the ones that don't know what social media is, like the old folks, it's like, it's social media is more like where it's like a platform, to share your ideas. My favorite type is Snapchat. I like the filters on golden hour. It makes me look, smexy.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Okay.
All right.
My favorite's Pinterest because that's where I get all my ideas to cook and to redo my room that I'm never going to redo.
Oh, wow.
My favorite social media is also Pinterest, but I can say Instagram at the same time. Pinterest is because for natural hair, you already know, got good ideas for that one. And for my future car.
Yeah. Well, I like Instagram, but I can't doubt Pinterest. I'm just never going to change the hairstyle. So, come on.
Well, I like, of course, Pinterest and TikTok, Like Pinterest, it's like they got some bomb meals on there, like DIY cook.
I do have
and
a
then
question.
TikTok, you just be bored and be scrolling through.
Do you guys actually cook these things, though?
No.
Yes.
No, I 100%.
Yes.
One time I cooked these hot Cheeto mozzarella sticks. They were so good.
That's disgusting.
Next question. Do you guys ever feel pressured to follow through with the social media stereotypes?
For a girl, coming from a standpoint of you have to show your body, like those type of stereotypes, especially for girls, it's pressure there, but I don't feel pressured because it's just I don't need those type of views. I'm a positive person, so I don't need those type of views, and I don't feel pressured by that.
That was cat.
You know what?
I can say that yes and no. It really just depends who you are as a person. But it also depends on who are you following that makes you feel that way.
I'm a wild card. I go wherever the sea takes me in the internet
I mean,
of
sometimes
social media.
I do, because I haven't caught a boy on social media, but not really.
That sounds
So far as the stereotypes go, I don't feel pressured personally. Personally, I don't feel pressured because I don't look at other people as if I should be them, kind of comfortable in my own skin. Yeah.
That's what's up. Oh, sure.
I am.
That's
yeah.
cool.
Alright.
So, speaking of stereotypes, do you think social media influencers actually influence people or give out the wrong message?
It depends on the type, because let's just give an example. Let's just say, Kiki Palmer, her, everyone knows her, everyone loves her. She promotes, good things, girl power, Black Lives Matter, she promotes different things. I just feel like it depends on the type of person you're following, per se.
So, Kim Kardashian?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's nice to know.
I know.
I can agree on the Kiki Palmer idea. I can agree on that one. But like I said before, it really just depends. So let's say for an example, Smooth Geo, who is also a YouTuber. For him, he does do a lot of videos and takes a lot of pictures of very now stylish clothing and shoes. Mostly he likes to show off his shoes. You got to think, a lot of the guys nowadays, they look at Jordans and Nikes and everything. Mm-hmm. So it's not a bad thing, but then you also got to think, people that don't really have it that way might feel some type of way just looking at that kind of stuff. So it really just depends, really.
Really does.
You got the people that be showing off the worst stuff. Those YouTubers that all the little kids be watching, like J. Paul and Logan Paul, they be doing the craziest stuff. Them kids be thinking they can do anything. They be so out of control watching them videos.
Do you know any of those kids?
Yes, personally, my brother. I'm going to say that right
My
now.
little cousins.
Yep.
All of them be watching.
You just
them stuff.
attacked younger children.
They be like,
No.
you got games?
Yeah, they're like, my brother thinks that he can watch, those type of videos. He can just go out on the street, act like them. It's just like, they're grown people, you know what I'm saying? Like, they may act like children, but.
Sounds like somebody you know.
So what about you, Treniti?
Yes and no. Like, Funny might be promoting some good stuff though.
Oh, yeah, true. They still need to.
Huh?
So it's kind of true.
I mean, his merch is the good part, but he be cutting people hair for no reason.
So let me ask you about that merchandise coming from social media. How you feel about that personally?
It depends on the merchandise. Like, some merchandise is like really inappropriate for other kids to see, and then some is like, okay, you can have that because it's for your age. It's not,
Do you feel it has to go along with the person that creates the merchandise too? Like,
I mean,
them
no,
being
because they
accountable?
see other people doing it too, so they're just gonna do it anyways.
Me personally, just because I'm very, very cautious, not cautious, yes, cautious. I'm very cautious, like, I don't really like putting my information on a website to, like, get clothes from them or to get clothes that represents them when really you could just hard press it and make it on your own. But it's just, I'm not trustworthy of it. I'm not trustworthy of it.
So you don't want to get scammed.
Precisely. I don't want to get scammed.
All right, good job.
So you're on social media, and I'm pretty sure all of us had some kind of negativity. How do you deal with it?
I don't, per se. I don't deal with it good, but I've learned to walk away from it, if that makes sense. Me, I like to, when someone says something rude to me, I like to respond real quick. But I learned to not respond to it at all, because once you respond to it, you're making them win, if that makes sense. Because they want their views, they want the attention. So if you respond to it, you're just giving them what they want. So that's why I don't respond.
You know how you can do the comments on TikTok?
Yes.
I turn those into jokes because they be funny. They be like something stupid. I'll be like, well, you can see that I have beautiful skin. I know I got a lot of acne, but I'm working on it. I can't do nothing about it right now. This acne gonna stay.
Per se, it can go both ways for me. It just depends. So like, the first time you're using social media, you'll get comments like, oh, I like your hair, is it real? Which is a very large comment. People like to say about African Americans per se about hair. So I really think it's just the way that they say it or the way that they put it out there. So let's say if somebody said, oh, is that your real hair? It looks like weave. Some people feel like they have to prove themselves about that, which personally I've had to do that before. I've actually had to prove myself about that to somebody's face and not just on social media. But it can really just go both ways on that one.
What about you, Chen?
I don't deal with it. I just give the phone to my mom, if you want me to be honest.
I wonder that they call you, boy, your mom came on the phone.
I
She
mean,
did.
she made 4 videos about it, guys.
That she did.
What about you, Nyela?
See, whenever I get negativity, it's usually anonymous, and that makes me think you're going to be bold over an unknown person, but then you don't want to be able to say out loud. That means you're insecure, and you don't want me to know you said it, which means you're just doing it to be rude. And you know what? I'm going to rise above. I don't even acknowledge it. Makes them think they said it for no reason, because honestly, that's what they're doing.
Ooh.
Neat.
So all y'all out there that like to do that, just stop it.
Yeah.
It's very
It's
irritating.
really shows out how weak you are.
Let's go back to the
Yeah.
kindergarten days. If you don't have anything nice to say,
Don't say it at all.
No, but have any of you have been that person, like that negative person?
No, I'm positive all the time.
No.
I mean, if you mean, I'm not okay, how can I say
Don't
this?
say
Okay.
you're not negative.
No, I'm not. Okay, yes, I'm negative. Sometimes it depends. Like if you say something to me, then I'm gonna say it back to you. But I've learned not to do that. So yes, at some points, I responded with a negative comment when they did something negative to me. But I don't do that.
But two wrongs don't make it right.
Okay, but back in those days, I thought that that's what happened. Right.
How?
Next question.
If my brother counts.
Your brother is like a McDonald's advertisement.
Oh no, my younger brother.
Oh.
Thanks, Fishman.
Well, I probably got something negative from my brother. Just don't remember.
Okay, so I have a question. So if you were to, per se, dramatically like rise on social media, get a lot of fame, a lot of clout, what would you like promote or like make your page about?
It's really cliche to say this, because everyone, if they became famous, they would have been like, oh, I would promote positive stuff. But like now, when they become famous, they forget about this stuff, and now they flex on their shoes, the cars that they're buying now. But me, I would promote, girl power, like things like that, and Black Lives Matter, because I would want to promote that we do matter as a society, and I just want to promote those type of things and show young kids that they can do anything that they can like put their mind to. That's what I would want to promote.
I want to promote like self-love, because I always had like problems with that, like my skin all the time. I was like, yo, my skin ugly, it's too dirty. And like, no, your skin is beautiful. I want to say to the young girls, your skin is beautiful, who you are, just embrace it.
I feel like, for me, I agree with that about positivity, but I would also go along with not just girl empowerment, but woman empowerment, because we're all women growing up to get to that age. And I feel like with social media nowadays, with how people see females or even just women in general, you're having to look a stylish way, you're having to look girly, you're having to have your weave and everything. Like, you don't always have to do that. So for me, just show you in your own type of way. So like if you like to do designing shirts and you have something that you want to show, do it a positive way. Don't do it in a negative way that other people are going to see. So for me, I would do a positive way of making shirts, designing shoes, or even if you're an athlete, which all of us, we're all athletes here. So if we wanted to do something to go towards sports that we love, we can do something towards that. Just make it positive.
I mean, I would promote it on like separate pages, because I don't like to just post everything on one page, because then I can set out the wrong image and you'd be like, oh, okay, I don't like her because she posted this. So I just post like everything on a separate page, because I have basketball on one and my main on the other.
Me, I would like probably just post things returning to like basketball in my academics, because when you like, not saying we're doing it now, but as we get older and when people are looking at us for scholarships and jobs, that's the things they look for. They look for your academic growth, or like if you're actually paying attention to those kind of things, that's what they're going to look at, and that's what's going to be important. So I feel like that's what I would dedicate my page to.
I mean, I was told they see everything.
Oh, they do?
I don't know how.
College is
It's
Now,
basically
there are some anonymous people that be happening right
It's
now.
Like the ones that be like self-care and they just have random quotes on their page.
But with social media, to go towards like the positivity, express yourself, but don't express yourself too much. That shows too much information.
yes.
Because like it can show a negative outlook. Like if you posted something about sports one day and a college scout looks at it and they're like, oh, okay, I might want to use her or him for this position for where I go. But you got a whole nother post that they might not agree with, or one that's just negative and they don't want to put you in that atmosphere of like, well, there's no point in them being here because they posted this. So like it can really, it's just an understanding of what you post and how you post it and what you say.
Joining us for the second half of the conversation is Abby.
So let's pick up where we left. I have a question. So we're talking about the pros and cons of social media. What do you guys think is the biggest pro of social media in your eyes?
I think the biggest pro is like getting together with friends, seeing what your friends post, like on their private story or their main story, seeing what they're doing and stuff like that.
I would say getting to see people that you haven't seen in a while, like even from your past, or even just family that you don't really get to see.
You know, like when you get older and you see like these people you met back when you're like a little kid, you see them got social media, like reconnect with them. That's good.
I mean, the biggest pro for me is like educating yourself, because like you might learn something new every day. So like, if you're on social media, of course you learn like millions of new things every day.
I think for me personally, the biggest pro is like it's like a way to like express yourself, whether you want it to be as yourself or a different identity, just in a way so where you can be comfortable.
Yeah. Another thing is, social media isn't just Snapchat and Instagram. It's also other platforms. Especially they're making it like for little kids now, like Roblox. You could legit chat with someone that you don't even know, and you're like 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
That's like.
Yeah, it's like,
That's like
it's scary,
it's
but it's
scary.
kind of like
It's
good at the
it's
same
scary
time.
for
You're
you.
meeting new people, but also there could be creeps on there, and you're talking
Stay
to
away from
them.
them
Could
creeps.
be, there
You
is.
gotta remember.
There
There is
creeps.
creeps on there.
There's 100% creeps.
You gotta remember. You can't trust everyone. A profile
Don't
picture is
send
not.
nobody any of your
Their profile
information.
picture is not who they are.
That goes for anybody, any age, really. You can't trust everybody.
I mean, speaking of profile pictures, I mean, Snapchat has Bitmojis. That's not what people actually look like.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't trust everything, because you'll look at somebody's
Catfishing.
Bitmoji and be like, oh, they look like that? Okay, cool. And as soon as you send a picture, you're like,
Oh.
oh,
You wait,
They're
huh?
catfishing in a way.
right.
So now that we know some of the pros, what are some cons?
Con would be
Predators.
Very true.
it's
Very
true
true.
though. You gotta think, because even as famous as you can get on, let's say for an example, Instagram, as famous people can get, there are still people out there just watching you, stalking you. Like, for an example, the Kardashians, for example, for them, you have people that actually know where they live at this point. Like, they're posting a lot of things about their children, about their family, and you have people actually looking up their location. Like, you have to really pay attention to what you're posting and where you're at. Because you could just be walking down the street and somebody's behind you and you don't even notice.
Oh, you would notice.
You would know to hear footsteps. You be
Well,
like,
well, if they got a hood, well,
I saw this show one time. This lady, she faked that these twins were her kids, and the mom was like, "Why are you posting my children?" That she never even met the woman, but she was like a weird lady that just had pictures of the kids around her house.
and that's another thing. People can go onto Google and just type in a name and you can just pop up and there goes a profile picture.
Yeah.
And people can catfish other people. Either that or they just want to be like, hey, I want to be your friend. No, and you're like 60, 45 years. No, ma'am, no, sir.
I mean, I'm pretty sure all of us have tried to search up ourselves on Google.
Yeah. I couldn't find it.
I found like the baby picture. I was like,
Oh, see? See?
who posted
That's
this on the
possible.
internet? Because it wasn't me.
But Google, I mean, to me, internet and social media aren't two different things.
They're
Aren't
linked.
or are.
Yeah,
They aren't.
they're most likely.
So let's think about it. With Google and Instagram, you could literally look up somebody's Instagram name, Snapchat name, and you can find their whole scroll of pictures. And it's connected to other people. That's a negative thing, because if you have people and they're making accounts, so let's say if Tupac was still alive and he had his own account, you have people that can look up pictures of him, make it seem like it's him, have a profile picture and then you have captions and pictures going down the line. That's not that real person. So you're tricking people, and that's another con to that. You're tricking people. You're making people believe that this person is there.
And you see that happen on like with TikTok and Instagram, and you have like influencers who are like see that page and they're like they post it on their stories. They're like, yeah, that's not me, and they're literally catfishing y'all so that they can get clout, so that they get more money.
Like quote unquote fan pages.
Yes.
See,
Y'all ain't fans.
when
Stop it.
when Trinity said she thinks the social media and internet, that's what it was,
Yes.
are the same, I respectfully disagree, because I feel like you need internet to have social media, and you don't need social media to have internet. You see what I'm getting at?
I mean,
Yeah.
they are different because social media, you can just find somebody's pictures. Now, with the internet, you just find somebody's whole life just like in your hands, just right there. Like, oh, I know where you live, I know your phone number, I just know everything else about you. I know your mom.
Ooh.
It's kind of creepy.
It's like when I watched The You. He just looked up everything about this girl. He found out where she lived. She didn't even post nothing about her house.
See, I think another con is you gotta remember that not everybody is nice. So you have. I feel like another con is you'll be like mentally mindful of other people's ideas, and you won't even realize it to the point where you're posting things. You're like, oh, I don't know if I should post it because I think they're not gonna like it, or I think they're gonna say something bad about me, or I don't think it's pretty enough. What do you guys think about the mindset you have to be able to go on social media confidently?
I mean, you just have to be confident in your own skin, knowing that, oh, I am beautiful. And if I take this picture and I feel like I don't have to edit it and I can post it and somebody says something bad about it, either you can take it as, oh, I have to change myself because they said something bad about it, or you can take it as, I know I'm beautiful, so you cannot respond to it and be like, that's your opinion, and I have my opinion that I'm beautiful.
I feel like it goes along with low self-esteem. So like if you're looking at so let's say if you're about to post a picture, you're looking at yourself, you're like, oh dang, I don't like this picture, and you just start putting random filters on it. That's not you. Don't do that. And coming from my experience, I did that once, never again. I hated the filter after, because then you have people are like, oh, this is you, and no, just be natural to you. It shouldn't have to be a filter all the time. You can't just hide behind a camera all the time. So when people see you on social media and then they see you in person, they're like, oh, this is not the same person. But you do have people on Snapchat, Instagram, Pinterest per se, that they will try to look the part that they created for themselves, and that's just not them.
No, I mean, obviously, I can see you guys don't like editing. But what I was gonna say.
What do y'all think about like people who like go on live and they hide behind screens? Like, you know, like Aniyah, she just like roasts people and hide behind screens. Like, what do you think about people who do that?
Self-esteem issue.
I feel like
Yes.
it's a non-purposeful negativity. Like people just be negative because they're bored. I feel like you could find some other way to deal with your time.
Yeah, like you see people on live and they're just like roasting. They're like, you have nothing to do. You just sit here and do that because
Like
because
you have
what?
nothing else to do with your life but bring people down. You're that bored.
I mean, and speaking of bored, with this quarantine going on, I think social media is getting worse.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
TikTok
Everyone's
is bad. Instagram, you have like people cursing and putting their naked body and creating OnlyFans because you have no money. Don't do that.
Okay,
Don't
well
do
speaking
it.
of,
It's not good.
do you think that social media is leaning more to the pro side or more towards the con side? No either or no both. Which one do you think it's leaning more towards?
Con.
More so con, yeah.
Con.
You have people saying, the white people saying the N-word, and you have people, I'm like, you had to express that on social media because you could have kept that opinion to yourself.
So let's say like how everything's going now with the protests still going on and everything. How do we feel about people going onto social media now and having their own opinions on what's going on? How do we feel about that?
I am tired of the back and forth because, I mean, obviously you're supposed to treat others how you want to be treated, but I do feel like we will get our justice. It's just not going to come right now.
A lot of people are using it as like a aesthetic. It's not an aesthetic. It's real.
Yeah.
Like, they're
Is that, I feel like people are not actually feeling they're doing it because that's the trend at the moment.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, let me post this so more people can notice who I am. And they're not, because if that was the case, before it was Trinity, you would have been said something. You're speaking out because you want the pain. And I can't say that for everyone, because it's not true for everyone. But I've seen people out there who are only posting it just to get followers, and it actually worked, but it doesn't mean it's right.
And then you have influencers like Tony Lopez. He's like, if you have a platform, use it for something good or something that you see is happening in the world that you want to change or that you think is bad, that you think that you can change with your followers and your platform. What do y'all think about like TikTok, like how it's, or any social media helping us through this pandemic? Do you think that it's helping us, or you think that it's like driving us crazy? Like,
It's
what's
going.
on?
I feel like it's going both ways for that, because you got to think everybody's home. Well, most people are home. Some of y'all been going to the beach and all that extraness,
Don't need
but
that.
it can go both ways. Personally, I just feel like it depends. It really just depends on what you're doing and how you want things to be looked at. So like if you're just scrolling on a daily basis, like scrolling through Instagram every day and you're just like, dang, I'm bored, I have nothing else to do, that's understandable. But if you're just going on social media and you're just posting things for no reason and it's negative, or if it, like you say one thing about something and it's a joke and people don't see it as a joke, it just gets people even more angry. So for an example, a lot more protests have been going on, but it's only because people are seeing things on social media that's making them even more angry. You got our own parents looking at news reports off of social media, people posting things about how people are being now getting hurt. I don't want to use the actual word, but more people are dying. So it's getting your parents, it's not even just your parents, it's getting other young people in our society angry. Social media can't always just be like, well, hey, this just happened and I think it's a joke. Like, not everything's a joke. You also got to take things seriously.
Yeah, that's understandable. Like people like posting, like thinking that Black Lives Matter is a joke and like saying like George Floyd deserved to die. Like why would you say that? Like, do you think you think it's a joke that somebody died? Like why would you post that on social media thinking that's a joke? There's serious things and then there's people joking.
There goes a history behind everything. And the reason I say history goes behind everything, not everybody learns how to deal with certain things. So let's say with an example, the conversation about how young people are being influenced to watch certain things on social media. It really just depends on what you follow, who you follow, what are you on. It really just depends on that. Not everybody is the same on their platform.
So with that being said, social media can go both ways. And thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. 1, 2, 3, squad.
Practice like a champion, play like a champion.
We say yes to
To
Tampa
Tampa, yes.
Yes.